Good afternoon. This is Ron Brown. It's the 31st of January, 2025. I'm recording this around 12:30 Central Time, and this is just a continuation of the video from last week that I did on combo ranking searches. I'm just really experimenting with these right now, and I want to show you some ideas and some things I've come up with. So, as usual, the market is your teacher. We all know that. We get taught lessons every day. Any stock index or ETF mentioned in this presentation is not a recommendation to buy or sell. All trading strategies are used at your own risk. I've been doing a lot of work, a lot of reorganizing and so on, and I'll release all the updated files hopefully next week. I'm not quite ready to do it, but what I have done this week for members of the Insider Club is I've brought these pro searches that I've been experimenting with. They're in your non-index files. You'll find them in your folder number 13. So what happens is every day I generate my user smart groups. And by the way, I've really pared these down, and I'll show you how to get rid of everything next week or whenever I release these. I just had too much, and I just wasn't using it, so I just archived them, and these are what I'm using now. Anyway, I'm opening up my top user smart groups, and you'll see that the pro searches are in here, and they are dated automatically every day, and all I do is I drag them up with my other files up into my non-index groups. And I haven't gone through all of these, but I'm sure that I'm going to be eliminating some of these. There's just too much, and we don't need that much to find good opportunities. So I want to accomplish a few things in this video today, or a couple of things anyway. And I'm going to go into my non-index files, and I'm going to come down here and locate the pro searches. And let's just go back to the 17th, which was a Friday. And then I want to make sure that I don't have a filter on. So I'll hold my shift key and click on the filter. And then I'm going to go into the group performance analysis, which is the dollar. And I've already chosen the group. I can deselect, and I'll just deselect all these. When you open this up, none of these will be selected, and you can just go to the date. I could have cleared them. You just go to the date you want. You click on the top folder, and it will select all of the groups beneath that date. So I'm going to click on OK, and that was on Friday the 17th. So what I would want to have here is, let me bring an arrow up. I would want to use the 20th. I would want to use the opening price, and yesterday was the 30th, and I want the closing price. So I want to see how this group has done over that time period, or how these groups have done. Remember, these are various groups, and this is experimental up to this point, so I want to see if I'm on the right track or not. So I'm clicking on OK, and I'm going to run this, and I'll just overwrite another HTML file that I had, and bringing the arrow up again, you can see that I ran this today at 12:30. Starting date was Monday, ending date, equal dollar weighted, and opening price and closing price. So with that information, I can look here and see that SMR, or sales margin, and ROE, that's what the SMR stands for. I've done some variation on this. Using the Wycoff scan and under 30 and sales margin and ROE and so on. So they all were positive, or the ones above the S&P 500 outperformed the S&P 500 over these dates, and here is a percentage change. Now the 500 was up 0.73 before today, but you can see which of these groups did the best, number of gainers, number of losers, percentage gainers and percentage losers. Now, if I scroll down a little bit further, this is the top group, the group that performed best. And it was the SMR group with a Wycoff scan or demand scan. I'm sorry, lack of supply, not demand, under $30. And you can see, looking over here in this column, how some of these did, or how they all did over that designated time period. Now I'm scrolling down, and you can see the second best performing group was the SMR group, under $30. You get stocks with a lot of big moves if you catch them correctly. And the actual, or the SMR, the full group, was number 3. And it had 80% winners and 20% losers. Now this is primarily a fundamental group from the way I've got the scan set up right now. And you can see over that time period what did best. Here's Netflix at number 2, Lilly, Meta, T-Mobile, MasterCard, a lot of familiar names here. And during the semis got hit, as we know, earlier this week, and they're down here at the bottom. What I want to do is, let's just take this group, which already has its own folder. It's self-contained. I'm here on the 17th, and I'm looking at just this group right here. You can see the names are in there that I pointed out earlier. And let's take a look at them. I'm going to bring up the scorecard view. You can see I'm adding things and rearranging things, and that'll all be explained when I'm ready to release it. Anyway, this is, I'll do the intraday here, and just sort on raw combo. And these are the stocks which are contained in this group right here. And I just want to go through some of the charts and look back to the 20th. Remember, the date was the 17th. So I'm going to do alternate 1. And Broadcom on that date, that's the 15th. So the 17th was right here. It appeared right there on that day, and you can see it moved up, and then earnings came out, and it got hammered. I want to drop down here and look at the Wycoff VFB, and this was on the 17th right here. You can see that the volume was above average, the spread was below average, and it closed very high. So it moved up, and then look what happened to the group on early last week, or early this week, on Monday, I believe. Well, it was Monday. So anyway, it got creamed, so we can't tell much by that, but it was selected during that period based upon the fundamental scan. Okay, I'll just drop down the list. Cheniere Energy, you can see on that day, which was, I'm off here, 16th, that was right at the peak. But remember, this is mostly fundamentally based. But I want to point out that there were all of these buy signals on this stock based upon my Wycoff scans and VPA. And I've been working hard this week on scans that I figured out where I can scan for stocks or ETFs that have both a VPA flag and a Wycoff flag combined. But let's go through a few more of these. I don't know if I'll do all of them. Chubb was in here, and this was on the 14th, 15th, 16th, 17th. Remember, this is the day I started, so it's not picking any of these up. But this new scan I've got is going to pick up these stocks where there's a VPA flag and a Wycoff signal or a colored bar, and I think it's going to be really powerful. Okay, let's go down to JP Morgan Chase. You can see here's a really nice one, and this was the 17th right here where it showed up. It would have shown up back here, and with this new scan it would have shown up here or here. So I'm pretty excited about this new scan. I'll show it to you pretty soon. I don't want to go through all of these. You can see that in fact today the market was really moving up, and since I've been doing this video it's been tanking. I don't know what's going on, but I paused the video and brought this 1 minute chart of the NASDAQ futures up. This is 1 minute since I've been talking here. Look what's happened to this market. Here's the high of the day over here, and then series of lower highs. It was fine until right here. There must be some news. So anyway, my point is all of these, which were looking really pretty good, a lot of them are down now. Microsoft's in here. I'm looking at another screen. It was up to 420.69. It's now 417.04. There has to be some news, or it's just profit taking from over exuberation about the market. I don't even know if that's a word, but anyway, things have changed dramatically since I've been doing this. Now, I'm not going to go through all of these, but you can see that it picked out some pretty well-known stocks. And since I'm now putting them in the non-indexed files, you can go in and look at these, or you can run your own test on these from any date and just do it from that day forward. Just make sure you start the next morning at the opening price, and your last day will be at the closing price. Now, since we're near the end of the day, this is a nice trick if you just want to see how these stocks have done over the past 2 weeks. And it's been 2 weeks because it was the 17th, and these opened up on a Monday. So I can go into the ranking module, and I can click on here, percent change 2 weeks, and this column right here will show how these stocks have done over the 2 week period up until this point right now in the day. And these are updated if you're using intraday data. These are updated during the day. So Netflix is up around 14.35% over those 2 weeks, and you can see which of these stocks have not performed well. Now Micron's, of course, down here. NVIDIA's down here. NVIDIA tried to rally today. It got up to 127.85. It's now at 123.84. It's dangerous to chase these big stocks, just buying them outright. Unless you can sit there and look at the screen and take them off. Now here's some other ideas. This I'm going to go into I'm going to close this and go into the category trades, intraday money flow in. You can stay in any of these groups. Just click on intraday money flow in, and it will say I'm in the SMR sales margin and ROE, and it shows you what is happening with money flow in or you can go to money flow out and see if these stocks are weak today. Here's the intraday percentage price change for the out and for the in. This is sorted on industries. If you want to see which ones are in most demand, you click on demand, and Broadcom is most in demand based upon my combo ranking. What's nice about having these in here on different dates, you can do the testing to see how they performed, or you can use any of these dates. Let's just grab the Prosearch from yesterday and look at the SMR. That's the demand. I don't want that one. Here it is right here. And I'm limiting these to 50, the top 50 based upon that combo ranking. So I'm going to transfer this in. Going to apply the filter. And you can see that Goog's in this group. Taiwan Semiconductors in here. These are up to date. Which ones are seeing money flow out? It's updating right now. And you can see that there are a lot of NVIDIA is showing money flow out now after, like I said, it was up to almost 128. And right now, it's showing 123.54 in here. But with any of these groups, you can apply any of my other filters and view to them. If you want to see which of these are most active, you just stay in a group and it tells you which ones are most active and up and most active down. You can see NVIDIA. And now Apple came out with earnings last night, and look where it's trading in its daily range, 0.71. Look at this. It gapped open here. A lot of people jumped in thinking it was a real positive, and they're getting hammered. But with the new scan that I'm going to show you here in a minute, Apple would have been picked up here. The Wycoff scan would have picked it up here, but the Wycoff plus VPA would have picked it up here because there's VPA flags and also a Wycoff flag. And that was down. It closed around 230 there. Got up to 248 here. All of these, wherever there's a VPA flag, would have been picked up. Okay, I'm not going to spend any more time on this. I just want to point out that these pro searchers are going to be in here every day. The ones that don't seem to perform well over time, I will eliminate, and I'll experiment with others. Now let's go to all securities. I'm going to click on this. This will be available next week. I'm just not ready to release it and explain everything on it. But if you look here, there's going to be, when you get it, when it is released, there's going to be category trades, Wycoff, VPA combined. Wycoff and VPA are combined for ETFs and stocks. So let's go into the stocks. I have bullish and bearish today. Bullish today, Wycoff scans. I have to get to all securities up here and apply that, and you can see that there are a bunch of 431 stocks. And let's go to the intraday. And let's just take a look at some of these. That's a $1.48 stock. I'm going to pass on that. Now here's a good one which has been showing up for several days. HIMS. And the reason it's been showing up, well, for several reasons. But look at these fundamentals on this stock. Tremendous. This is a stock I should have bought. And look where it started showing up. Here is a yellow bar. What's a yellow bar? All you have to do is click on the bar and go over here, and it'll tell you the volume's low, the spread's below average, but the close is very high, and the sentiment was bullish right here. Here's a test, confirmation of that test, another confirmation, or this is strength coming in, confirmation, and look how this thing has moved up from this point right here. This is current today, and look at the group line. Anyway, we'll be able to find these stocks on these signals. Yeah, there are a lot of stocks to sort through, but with the combo, the better ones should come to the top of the list. I'll go into more depth on this when I release it, but let me show you how I came up with this idea. So bullish today, intraday. I'm going to click on the filter. I'm going to edit it. And if you look closely here, you can see that I have 6 group members. These are all bullish Wycoff groups, and I'll show you where they are in a minute. And then the VPA flags, the bullish VPA flags are in here. And these stocks have to trade at least 500,000 shares and be in a group. And the days since the last VPA signal, make sure that these stocks are firing that day in one of these groups. So I'm going to cancel this. I'm going to take you to the designer as soon as this updates. Okay, it's getting there. And I've really pared down my user smart groups, and I'm going to show you how to get rid of those if you just want what I have. Now it says Wycoff scans here, no date. There cannot be a date on here because if there's a date, then the filter won't work because the date changes. So these are all of the scans that come up, but notice that, well, I'll let this finish updating. On the regular Wycoff scans, there are dates, and that just doesn't work. So I had to create another group without dates, but that doesn't matter because what we're doing, all this is being captured for historical data. But what this does is it lets us go in to all securities and look for stocks that are bullish today, and they have both a VPA flag and a Wycoff flag. And this was for yesterday. Let's see, that's him and hers again. Let's find another one here. Here's a $52 stock here, Corning. So yesterday, what it did is it picked up this hammer here and a low volume test, so it showed up as a big volume day, even though this is a red bar because it closed in the upper part of this range, and you can see that it's following through today. It works really well. Look at these. These are all Wycoff signals, but there's no VPA until get right here. This would have showed up here. Would have shown up here. No VPA. Well, there's a VPA flag, but not a Wycoff flag on this one. Not perfect, but it's pretty darn good. Let's look at here. Flagstar Financial. Let's take a look at it. All of these were bullish signals here. It shot up, came back down, knocked out the weak holders here. Then we had a Wycoff signal, and here is a test. Wycoff. Nothing here. So would have picked it up back here. Not on these because remember I need both the VPA and the Wycoff signals. You can scan just for VPA or Wycoff. Those are different scans, but my thinking is here, I've seen so many stocks that have taken off that had both great Wycoff signals and VPA flags. And if you look over at this column right here, you see that every one of these, there's a VPA flag for every one of these stocks today and what the actual signal condition is. I'm just going to sort on this. Let's just look at the up bar closing near the high right here. Up bar closing near the high right here. These are stocks are in a downtrend though. But you can see that it's working here. Now let's go to effort to rise. This is yesterday. Here's the effort to rise with a Wycoff signal. Effort to rise with Wycoff. Here, not a, well, this says effort to rise, but, well, it is effort to rise. It just didn't get the dark green bar because, and this is why, the way I've set it up, it picks up any Wycoff bullish signal rather than just demand, heavy demand. And why is that? Because there was low for the volume, above average for the spread, and very high for the close. So that's bullish. Picked it up here too, picked it up here. This is what I'm looking for on these big reversals with VPA flags. Try to catch stuff before they move too much. Anyway, that's what's coming next week sometime. And I have it on the bullish side, and I have it on the bearish side too. Same principle. You can see these are going down, and I'll get into this more next week. A lot of these that have signals to the downside are going to reverse during the day, and sometimes you can pick them up, pick stocks up that have sold off before others start seeing them. Okay, let's take one more look here at this 1 minute chart and see what's going on. Wow. I think a lot of people got trapped today. The comp is still up 73. It was up to 19,969 and now it's at 19,748. So it's really fallen down, and I don't know, maybe this is a result of Trump's tariffs. We'll see. All right, well, thanks for listening, and I'm really cleaning things up, and I'll give you instructions next week if you want to duplicate what I'm doing. But otherwise, all these new goodies will be available for you. Thank you for listening, and have a good weekend.